I'm sitting on my balcony in the sun. I was gonna set up my whole studio and do a proper organized Instagram live, but I just thought, you know what? I'm outside eating my delicious lunch of fats, basically. I love fat. Fat's my favorite meal of the day. Fat and protein. So I'm having sauerkraut, mayo, eggs, lots of butter, bread, wild garlic that I'm growing. I was inspired to talk about abundance, which starts with our relationship to food. At least it did for me. And it's incredible to me how long it has taken to uncode scarcity from my body and the everyday meeting of fear that comes through me. And fear is the opposite of love, and love is abundant. And yeah, I just wanted to first touch on this idea of starving and limitation. So I created limitation in my life when I started developing an eating disorder and denying myself of nourishment, of food, of growth, of growing physically, of taking up space, wanting to be very skinny, wanting to be smaller. I was already so tall, so it was such a presence already. And then by being thinner, I just felt like, oh, maybe I'll just be a little bit more smaller and take up less space. And that journey, I think, for so many of us, women and men, particularly women though, because from a young age, women are already made to think that they must eat less. And there's this whole starving woman archetype that is so big, and it's a whole topic. But what I really wanted to talk to today is about breaking out of fear and breaking out of the individual competitive lack mindset. And this was started by a conversation that I had online with a sister from Germany. So I'm starting Wild Nettle. I'm starting this business. I'm actually birthing this baby that's been sitting on my, conscience for so many years. But it requires me to step into capitalism, to step into true business, get the proper bank accounts, do it by the book. And when you step into that, all of what comes with the structures that we live by hit you, And she commented on a story that I did in my Wild Nettle Instagram, and she said, oh my gosh, I've also been wanting to start an infusions business and sell infusions. And I had like a similar name and similar idea, and I'm so upset that I didn't go forth with it. And it was so beautiful because I felt immediately in my body like, oh fuck, is she gonna copy me now? Should I not be posting about my process of creating the business? All of these fears, these conversations I've had with business coaches even, and leaders, where they, not all of them, but some, keep your brand identity. Don't let too many people find out. They may steal your idea. It all comes from this very limiting place, this very fear-based place. And I am working and committed to breaking this shit out, pulling it, wringing it out of my body. I don't want to live where I have to feel like I'm watching my back. I trust that every woman, man who wants to start infusions can start making infusions. what is more important is that we create businesses that are sustainable and that have true value. The weeds are healing. And she said something so beautiful. She said, I feel like the weeds have put a communication in both of us, asking us to be sold, asking us to be brought forward. And whilst not everybody lives on a wild farm and can't forage their own weeds, so there's a market to sell them, in beautiful, beautiful products, because we love beautiful things. We can't deny that. And so as much as I've resisted doing this, I've realized it is more important that we support people getting healthy naturally. We're in a crisis of a medical crisis, where we're not looking at the true root of our issues, with regards to our fear around viruses, with regards to our autoimmune illnesses. A lot of that is like the simple basics, which is food. And infusions are, and have been for me over the years, that foundation where as long as I'm drinking my infusions, I know I'm getting the correct minerals and vitamins to sustain my body, my organs, my functioning, so that I can resist whatever disease or illness or ailment comes to me. And so it's pretty fucking radical. It's pretty revolutionary. And all these little interactions that I'm having, where I get this contraction around, oh my God, what if they copy me? What if this, what if that? I sit with it and I digest it and I let it move through and out, because I said to her, let's collaborate. How can we help each other? There is enough for everyone. We have to come into this knowing nature. The very nature of nature is abundance. The sun is shining. She's not worried about shining too much on me and not on my neighbors. We are being called to rewrite the story of how we look at everything we do. And business and money is a big part of that. And I'm going to do another money course, because I would like to continue sharing that journey of rewiring, reprogramming our belief around money, which is a lot of the time based in our childhood. And I've seen it for myself. The more I energetically, consciously, subconsciously shift those beliefs, money comes, opportunities come, abundance comes, customers come. I reach all my targets. I didn't, change the way that I do my Instagram. I didn't get a more professional camera or video or, even the way that I post. I've been told many times it's confusing, it's misjuggled, nobody understands that I'm actually a business. But yet, I'm abundant. I live in complete trust, and things are happening because, and I teach this in my facilitator course, it's not about what you're doing or how you're portraying yourself. It's about the integrity within. It's about how you live your life. It's how your intention with everything you do. Why am I selling these weeds? Why am I doing these courses? If you're focused on just making money, your soul will feel the detriments of that. And we see that with super rich people. I'm far more interested in the ripple effect that this work has. It's my love. It's the love of connection to nature, to people, to plants, to women awakening, to more female leaders in the world. Yeah, and it's funny because I'm going through this in my relationship as well. I'm realizing how much of my life I've spent as an individual and how comfortable I got surviving alone and being able to manage on my own. I don't need anyone. And it's painful. It's painful to admit to myself that I've been terrified of relying on somebody. You know, I'll even like feel myself cry because I think we've been so conditioned to lack the trust that together we will go further. All of us together we will go further. To trust that somebody's going to be there when you need them. Or maybe you didn't have that originally and that's why there's the trauma there. But yeah, it's time to break out of those old belief systems. And I'm so grateful for the patience of the beautiful people in my life that continuously teach me how to open my heart more and more and more and hold more capacity for love, for connection, for money, for abundance, for beauty. So yeah, that's just my little share for the day. And take the time to sit on the balcony, to sit in the sun, to let those fears and feelings be felt. I had to go through that fear of competition again. I had to let it sit and let it simmer and go, okay, I choose different. I choose to trust that there's a new way and we're creating a new way. And by every choice I make with this business, with the work that I do, with my relationships, with my friendships, I am shifting that old outdated way a little bit out. And each and every one of us have that ability. It does make a difference. Your choices, your decisions, how you create and how you share makes a difference. And I think we forget that our individual selves can make such a ripple, but it really can. So I encourage you to look at the areas in your life where you are holding back from sharing, from asking for help, from shining, from taking up space, from eating more, from nourishing more, from trusting more. Trusting. Trust, full trust and full surrender. That's the feminine. And she's coming for all of us. Much love.